YouTube, what's going on? It's Tijon, aka Top Cyber Dog, and I'm back with another video for the channel. Now, we're not going to dive into any alerts this week for this particular video, but we are going to share a little bit of good news, because I do believe, just as far as sharing during my journey, my losses as well as my wins. And before the start of the new year, we definitely had a major win. So without further ado, I got a special package that came in the mail from CompTIA. So we're gonna pop this open and see what it is. I know what it is, or I know what it should be, but you never know. All right, we got a congratulations pamphlet, as you can see. And what this is my official CompTIA CySA Plus certification certificate. Put that over the mic. Yes, so at the beginning, or no, a couple years back, once I was completing my studies with Security Plus, I knew I wanted to jump into security. I just didn't know how I was going to go about doing it. Definitely was looking into what would the next CompTIA certification be after I got my trifecta, and I already knew about CySA Plus. But as we all know, with CompTIA certifications, they are all theoretical, they are not practical, and I knew for security I needed to do something that was going to be hands-on, practical, to get me that real-world experience that I so badly needed, and still need, even with my lab today. So that's when I decided, hey, I'm gonna put CompTIA on the back burner. I don't want to become a cert chaser. So I was like, let me take some thought into the next certification that I jump into. Got into the BTL1, took a lot of L's with that, eventually passed. And then I thought, hey, during my BTL1 journey, I was deep into Let's Defend, and I felt like I was doing the work of a security analyst. I truly felt immersed in the field, and I felt ready. So once I secured my BTL1, continued doing SOC alerts on Let's Defend, writing about it on my Medium blog, shameless plug. I thought, hey, we're approaching the end of the year, 2024. I thought, why not shoot my shot and see if I could come up with the gold? So I booked an appointment to test at home in this very lab, and I knocked it down. You need a 750 to pass, and I believe I got a 755, if I'm not mistaken. I got a couple of points above the minimum requirement out of 900. And yeah, was I shocked? A little bit, but not really. Like I said, I've been putting in the work, so I knew that I was ready to take a shot at the exam, and it worked out for me. So I definitely wanted to show this accomplishment, show what this looks like, and to let others know that it is possible. Even through failure, as long as you stay with it, you can achieve success. All right, so I definitely want to jump into about what CompTIA is, what the CySA Plus is, and who could it serve. All right, so CompTIA is a vendor that supplies IT certifications to many defenders and IT professionals across the world. They have a host of different certifications. Some that I have taken is A+, Net Plus, Security Plus, and now CySA Plus. So you can say I've been cert chasing with CompTIA specifically, but it's all been in advancement of my career, and as far as HR needing certain certifications checked off before they select you, possibly for an interview. Now, just going over the CompTIA CySA Plus exam specifically, I'll take you over to the official website and we'll dive into CompTIA's official documentation on this certification. All right, so the CompTIA Cybersecurity Analyst, also known as the CySA Plus, is a certification for cyber professionals tasked with incident detection, prevention, and response through continuous security monitoring. All right, and some skills that you will learn are security operations, incident response and management, vulnerability management, reporting, and communication. And of course, some jobs that you could land with the help of CompTIA CySA Plus. We got incident response analyst, security architect, cybersecurity engineer, threat hunter, cybersecurity analyst, vulnerability analyst, SOC analyst. So a host of different security roles that could be applied. You could apply for after securing this certification. Of course, no guarantee that you will secure the job, but doors do open up with this certification, possibly. All right, and then we got exam details. So the exam that I took was the CS0-003, also known as CySA Plus version 003. It was launched in June 6, 2023. And of course, for the number of questions, we have 85 questions that include multiple choice, performance-based, and then you have a maximum time of 165 minutes with a passing score of 750 out of 900. As I mentioned before, I had a 755. And then it has the minimum requirements and then some other info that we really don't care about. Now, normally for any certification that I take, I like to utilize as many resources as I can, whether that be free or paid. And in my history, resources that I've used is Professor Messer and of course Jason Dion via Udemy. Professor Messer doesn't touch on this specific area, so Jason Dion was my go-to resource initially when I made the decision to test for this exam. I ended up purchasing his CySA 003 video course, as well as his performance-based question material as well. Now, if you decide to go with Udemy, definitely wait for any kind of site sale that they might be launching. They happen frequently, so never pay full price for Udemy courses. Always wait for some kind of sale. So that's what I did. Caught those sales, made my purchases, and I had my material. Now, initially when I purchased the Jason Dion material, I wasn't serious about going after and studying the material for the certification. As I mentioned before, I jumped over to BTL1 course material and focused all my attention on that certification. So things waited around for a long time. The vision of that certification stayed up on my vision board, and I left it alone. But as I mentioned, jumping into the BTL1 journey, I was getting very hands-on and getting into practical experience over theoretical. So I felt like I was preparing myself for the CySA Plus, just not going about it through Jason Dion and his practice questions and his course material. So it was a different way of me studying for a certification, but in the end it worked. So I did go through about 50% of Jason Dion's course material. Didn't do really any practice performance-based questions, but I looked at them and I thought, hey, I feel ready. Let me just shoot my shot and see where I land and adjust from there. So that's what I did. For exam day, I was well rested. Looked over a couple different scenarios as far as if I was going to be given specific performance-based questions, but I didn't put too much thought into it. I tend to take all my certification tests at night, so I'm a night owl. I booked in the evening time, probably like one of their last appointments. And once I sat down for the test, I dove right into it, skipped all my performance-based questions until the end. As many in the past have recommended, it's always been a help for me. I always wait until the end to handle my performance-based questions. And then I jumped right into the multiple choice. I felt like I was doing good throughout the test as far as my pacing. And then I had about 15 minutes left once I got done with the multiple choice questions. That allowed me to jump into the few performance-based questions that I had. And I made sure to leave no stone unturned and made sure I answered everything that was listed out. And then once I let the clock run down to 0, we submitted the test and I passed. At that point, I was very tired and drained. It felt like I was testing for 3 hours. So I really didn't care if I passed or failed, but I was pleasant to see that I had passed. And it was another W that I could add to the win column. So if you're looking to test for the CySA Plus, I definitely encourage you to get a good night's rest. Whenever you definitely test, make sure you have some food in your stomach. Don't have any kind of outside noise around, because that could default you, and make sure that you get a big fat F on your submission. So make sure that your space is clear, clean, quiet. And if you can't ensure that at your home, make sure you book at a testing center so you can get a dedicated quiet area so you can focus and come out with a W. Really, with this exam, like I said, it's theoretical. So if you're participating in Try Hack Me rooms or in Let's Defend, working the CySA Plus certification pathway, in my opinion, you'll do just fine. If you've already passed the Security Blue Team BTL1 certification, pair alongside some performance-based question practice and practice questions, I think you'll be okay to test and you'll do just fine. In my opinion, remember to stay calm, stay present, read slowly, and have fun. At the end of the day, like my thought process when I was taking the BTL1, have fun. Think like an analyst, break down questions slowly, and give it your best shot. If you don't pass, that's okay. Failure is going to be a part of this IT journey. You got to accept it. But it's what you do once you fail that really matters. So make sure you get a breakdown of what you missed, highlight everything, and get back to the drawing board. As I mentioned before, this certification can definitely help you grow as a cybersecurity professional. Certifications never guarantee any kind of job, so just remember that. It can only help as far as getting more eyes on your resume and helping you get through HR to some kind of hiring manager. So definitely keep that in mind, but definitely keep the faith. Certifications aren't cheap. I think this certification, me personally, I like to get a retake option involved with my certification attempts. I purchased the exam through Jason Dion. He is a certified vendor for CompTIA, so you can purchase an exam voucher through Jason Dion's site, and you do get a little discount. So I made sure I bought an exam that had a retake option just in case I failed. Just normally, just knowing me, I might fail once or twice. So be it. So I ended up paying for the retake option. Luckily, I didn't have to use it, but that's something you should consider just in case you know you might have to come back after some kind of failure. It happens. So take that into account when you're making your first purchase, just to save some money on the back end, and give it your best shot. You know, if you made it to the end of this video, I definitely want to thank you guys. Again, we are approaching 500 subscribers on this channel, and I'm humbled. Again, once we hit 500 subscribers, we will be giving away a couple goodies to the community. So be on the lookout for that once we do hit 500 subscribers. And we're gonna keep on pushing. Got a couple exciting things coming down the pipeline, and it's been a real blessing. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Top Cyberdog. I'm out of here. Peace.